One more. How has practice been since the Cal game?
Practice has been fine, just like usual. Just going out there working, trying to get better.
Has there been a change in the team's mentality at all, or are you guys just kind of sticking to your plan?
Sticking to the plan, trusting the process, and trying to go forward from there.
Charles, what did you learn about your quarterback the other night? It seemed like he had a real breakthrough starting the late second quarter.
Justin's, a great quarterback, great things coming on. He has a lot of potential, and I'm pretty sure everybody on the team sees that. Once he started going, the team was moving.
Do you have kind of a natural rapport with him? Obviously, he hit you a couple touchdowns.
Just practice. Everybody gets the same amount. Everybody gets the same amount of reps, and we just go from there.
I know tempo was a big point of emphasis coming out of the bye week. Do you feel like you guys are really starting to get that going?
Yeah, when our offense is moving, it's because of the tempo in the game it shows.
This season, it seems like explosion plays haven't really been there much. In Cal, in the second half particularly, there were a lot of them. I feel like things are starting to click with the whole entire unit as working as one.
Definitely, just being able to practice as much as we do and get a flow for what we're doing. It's been great so far. Just looking to push it some more.
I know you guys are probably tired of being asked this, but do you guys feel confident that you guys can continue to get wins?
Of course. Of course we're confident. Everything doesn't play out the way we want it to, but that's what we're here to do, learn from our mistakes and move forward.
Offensively though, what do you think it's going to take for you guys to be able to play that complete game and get that first win back?
Just pushing tempo from the beginning of the game to the end of the game.
Charles, when you watch Justin Herbert play, just what do you think of, and do you have a quarterback comparison? Does he remind you of anyone else, and how would you just assess his overall style of play?
Justin is his own person. He does his own things well, does a lot of things that he doesn't do well that he's trying to improve himself. But just overall, I feel like he's doing a great job for how young he is.
What's the challenges ASU's defense brings to the table?
They definitely rush a lot of people, a lot of guys. They're going to keep us on our toes, try to keep us honest in our protection, and see what we can do.
After playing both ways last year and being able to focus only on offense this year, does that put more pressure on you to have to improve your productivity overall?
I wouldn't say it puts more pressure on me. It kind of eases pressure off, just focusing on one thing.
This may be a silly question, but there's been controversy with ASU stealing signs. Is that something you guys talk at all? Or are you guys trying to take any measures in practice or I guess in the game to stop that?
No, they can steal our signs if they want to. They just have to stop what we're doing.
What do you remember about last year's game? You had 14 tackles. Did last week kind of remind you of that game? The way that played out? Obviously the opposite result.
For me, not so much. I played offense this game, so it was different. But Schooler it reminded me of myself the way Schooler played.
So being able to focus on offense solely, are you at the point in the season where you're happy with how you've progressed this year?
Not at all.
Is it weighing on you guys that you have to win 4 of your final 5 to make a bowl? Is that something that you guys think about at all?
Honestly, we're just taking one game at a time and going from there.
NBA starting tonight. Do you have an NBA team?
No. I don't watch sports.
NBA player?
I don't watch sports.
Thanks, Charles.
Thanks, Charles.
Good job.
Sorry, you can't use that.
That was fun.
Andrew.
Oh, hey, Coach Yost. Hi, Herbert. Would you mind taking a few steps in this way?
Is that better?
Yes. I swear it's not coming this way. Yeah.
What did you learn about Justin last week?
Oh, I think he made some real big strides and made more plays, which I think that'll happen each week as we kind of go through things. Really did some nice things with the football, and everybody's going to talk about that last throw, but there were a bunch before that he made really nice strides on. There's still stuff we can improve on, but I think he showed some really good things.
You've obviously coached a lot of quarterbacks in your day. Is there anyone that he reminds you of?
He's kind of a combination. He's really very headsy. He has a lot of, kind of natural football skills and things. Kind of very similar to when I first coached Chase Daniel. It's kind of he doesn't over stress. He doesn't overthink about it. Doesn't overanalyze it. Just kind of goes out and plays and lets it kind of come to him and everything. And that's a good way to be, especially for a young player and everything. So that, and then he made a bunch of big throws in that game for us. And some really good scrambles and did some really good things that way. So we just got to kind of keep using that, and just if we can get him to start a little faster, I think we'll be real happy.
Because he is a young quarterback, he's probably taken some of these losses a little bit harder. He was obviously emotional after the loss to Cal. How do you make sure you can keep that in check?
Well, I talked to him about why it feels like this, because because you put so much into this, you've worked so hard at it. Each week he's preparing harder than he's ever prepared to be a quarterback, and then when it doesn't work out, you don't have success. It hurts more, which that's kind of to be expected in that way. And I go, just what we got to do is we got to find a way to do more next week. And if he can improve the Washington game to the Cal game and improve that much again this week, and just keep doing that, we're going to be in good shape.
Where do you see his biggest jump from the Washington game to the Cal game?
Well, I think his kind of his pocket presence and kind of making some of the more in pocket intermediate throws and everything. He still missed a few of our downfield throws, which it's funny. He missed a couple long, missed a couple short. So it wasn't like he was aiming it too much, or he's throwing it too far out in front of the guys. I think it's just continuing to get reps with DC and Charles and Jalen and getting those guys, so he feels and he knows where they're going to be when he throws the ball, especially kind of down the field throws. But I thought there were some big intermediate down the field, middle of the field, outside kind of corner route type throws that were really, really good for us.
Have you seen a true freshman quarterback play this well in all the quarterbacks that you've coached, or at least some of them probably haven't had the opportunity to play as early as he has. But
well, he's the first true freshman I've had that have played extended and started a game. I'm kind of ecstatic with what he's done up to this point. We always have things we want him to do better. We went through that video and pointed out probably 20 things that he could do better in that. And he's as highly critical of himself as anybody. But there were a lot of really good things, and for the most part, I think he put us in a position that we had a chance in that football game. And that's what you kind of want from the quarterback.
What was your message to him when he obviously threw that final interception? Great game, but I'm sure that, like you said, he took it pretty hard. Looked like guys went over and picked him up. What did you just kind of say to him in the locker room after that?
Well, we're going to learn from this. It's not going to be every quarterback that's ever played the game, every great quarterback that's ever played the game has had one of those happen. From the guys who are in the Hall of Fame, the best ones in the NFL, the best ones in college, that happens. Everybody has kind of that in their resume at some point, and I told him, well, we got yours out of the way, we'll learn from that, and we won't let it happen again and everything, and he'll learn from it. And everything he does, every play we run in a game is kind of a learning experience for him, and all he can kind of take from it.
Coach, I know you were last year when the whole sheet, all the sheets came out against Arizona State. But what did you guys up at Washington State think about the sheets? Was that an effective strategy for Oregon last year?